This is NDTV and you are watching NDTV Prime.
Hi, and thanks for watching Mojarto on Art. I'm Anu Subramanian. This week, we head to the Serendipity Arts Festival in Goa, which is one of the biggest contemporary arts festivals of the year. Plus, we share some upcoming events happening in the art world with you, and we hear a word from Mojarto.com about artist Shruti Gupta Chandra. Stick with us, it's going to be a great episode. This is Mojarto on Art. For our first story of the evening, we head to the Serendipity Arts Festival, which was in full swing in Goa last month, and my colleagues from NDTV were there every step of the way. This week, we look at the handicrafts and artisanal works that were on display at the festival, and reporter Radhika Bordia explores what place heritage goods have at a most contemporary event.
The artistic potential of our traditional crafts and textile techniques was the idea that drove two eminent curators as they worked with craftspeople across the country to create one of Serendipity Arts Festival's most striking component, its section on folk art.
In post-independence 5-year plans and policy making, we have, and in terms of patronage of government, etc., we have merged what we might call folk art, which are different than crafts. Crafts are generally manufactures, whereas folk art has a possibility of individual expression of within a given iconographic or other framework.
Normally when you talk about craft, you talk about a bazaar. So we wanted to bring it away from that. We wanted to put it into a space where the expressions, the contemporarity, the skills and all of that come through. And so we chose 21 craftsmen from across the country and we gave them all a challenge to say that you have the skills and you have this great tradition, but we need to take you beyond. We need to take you into a space which is beyond all of that. We decided on the 6 artists in the folk tradition. There are 3 textile designers. There is 1 shibori person. There is the mulela who you've seen in this exhibition. There's a Sanji person, 2 Sanji people. So there are 21 of them. And they've all done work with Jyotendra and I, both requested them to make it a little larger than what we are used to. So when you see the Sanji, you can see that it's not just a little thing, so we've taken it to that other level, and like that with the other crafts as well.
One look at these Sanji panels and the idea comes instantly to life. Intricate hand-cut paperwork blown up to proportions never seen before by Mohan Verma, whose family has been practicing the craft for 5 generations.
हमारे दादाजी मंदिर में एक सेवा के रूप में तो शौक के रूप में मंदिर में सांझी बनाते थे। सांझी का मेन तात्पर्य क्या है कि जब कृष्ण भगवान गाय चराकर अपने घर लौटते थे तो गोपियां अपने अपने गेटों पे फूल पत्ती से अच्छी अच्छी डिजाइनें बनाती थी।
The play of light on the Sanji panels resembles the Jali work seen in Indo-Persian architecture, and to elicit that connection between folk, art and architecture was part of the idea in both the Sanji panels as well as the clay and bamboo work from Sarguja done by Sundari Bai, who carries the legacy of another well-known folk artist, Sonabai Rajawar.
Once when I went to Sarguja and one such house, and it was early morning around 8:30, 9 o'clock, and the sun has just risen, and this kind of what we see here, these partitions, these are made in internal courtyard, and the sunlight as it falls, it casts such beautiful shadows in the house by itself, and it created a kind of extraordinary feeling of wonder that sometimes architecture does. And one dimension I had in mind was that since there is a major architectural aspect to her work, and since originally this work belonged to the architecture of their architecture, and Goa has one of the finest architectural colleges, and Goa has very good architects living there. So I wanted to introduce to them also as a possibility to imbibe in contemporary architecture if they want.
The idea of the contemporary and folk art worked at many levels to create new art, to help evolve traditional techniques, and to focus on the livelihood issues of these folk artists.
That in 2012, finally, there was a census held, the 6th economic census, in which Crafts Council managed to convince the Planning Commission that you have to count us as a number. And we have managed to get into that, and we are being counted now in the GDP of the country. So finally we are getting there, and now they plan to do a satellite account because the results of that have been very positive. Yes, but also what is very important for us is that this craft that we've sort of shown you in this exhibition here should be taken back to architecture, through interior, through design. So we are hoping that through this, through Serendipity, we will be able to bring those architects and design students and designers to now take this into places where they belonged in the past.
Serendipity Arts Festival may be over, but right now the art scene is red hot. So here are some upcoming events happening in the art world this month. Delhi, head to the India International Center to see a performance series called Embodied Language. Here, a collaboration between Italian and Indian artists uses non-verbal communication to connect different languages. Chennai, head to the Box at the Park to see the Margazi Sari Showcase. It's a presentation of diverse saris that represents the range of styles from across the country. Pune, Shabd Aur Sangeet, Unraveling Song Texts in the Indian Situation, is on from January 21st to the 22nd. It's a series of sessions exploring different forms of Hindustani classical music, and it takes place at the Flame University campus. Hyderabad, get ready for the Hyderabad Literary Festival, which takes place from January 27th to the 29th. It's a free festival, and it draws authors and cultural luminaries from around the world. Mumbai, Maker Mela 2017 is here to celebrate arts, crafts, engineering, and a do-it-yourself mindset from January 13th to the 15th. After the break, Mojarto on Art continues its tropical getaway at the Serendipity Arts Festival. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.